Thanks everyone for being here right on time. Hope everyone's having a good December so far. So, our first thing on our agenda is to review the minutes, which I sent last night. Thank you, Phil, for getting those together.
Well, Lily, do we have the recording going?
It's a great question, always. I got to figure this out. Let me see if it's something I can do here. Okay. I'm going to record, I guess, to the cloud. Is that how they do it usually? All right.
Recording in progress.
Everybody heard it? Hopefully, Phil, I can figure out how to send it to you at the end.
Thank you. That's
Sorry.
right. I can usually get it from the website.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then Topsfield cable's here, so sometimes but okay. So I'm actually going to pull the minutes up for myself and see if I can screen share because I confess I only had a chance to quickly glance. I want to look at them a little. I'm sorry, you guys. I try to run these meetings efficiently, but I'm a little bit behind today. So Phil. And I'm still learning. You'd think by now Zoom would be like, everything would be so automatic and easy. Where's my share screen button? What the heck? Oh, here it is. All right. So we have got, where'd they go? Minutes. I'm trying to open them. There we go. From last meeting. And I should also just make sure I've said as chair publicly announced that we are recording this meeting and accessible to everybody through remote means. And if anyone misses the meeting, the video will be available as well as minutes. So last time we talked about our recycling facility tour. We talked about programs that we're building for the coming year, which we'll follow up on today. And we touched back on our different priorities for this year, including our outreach platforms, and content and the idea of the coaching program. And then we gave some member updates, including Jackie's Green Communities report. Oh, I forgot to also mention Jackie's really sick, so that's why she's not here. So it sort of covered our meeting last time. Do we have any motion to approve those?
All looks good to me, with the exception of my middle name is ROHM as in Mary, not N as in Nancy, which I think is throughout.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, my name is the worst.
Sorry.
This happens with everything I do. I'm sorry.
All right, I'll fix those.
Okay, but I will make a motion to approve with suggested edits.
Wonderful. Anyone want a second?
I'll second that.
All right, so Cherise moves, Jen seconds, and we have to roll call our vote. So I'm going to roll call myself first to change things up for once. I'm an I. Phil?
I
Cherise?
Aye.
Jen?
Aye.
Great. So minutes have been approved. All right, so we have a guest today. And actually, I'll just take a quick second and let you guys know who's in the room. Stephanie Lobner, you're welcome to say anything you'd like if you want, but I'll just mention she's expressed interest in our committee, is a community member who's passionate about the same things we're all passionate about. So sitting in to kind of learn how we do things.
Hi.
Hi.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming. And Sean is from the Topsfield Town Library. Your title just changed. What is it now?
I'm the assistant director.
Big time. We got the big time here. All right, so Sean's the assistant director at the Topsfield Town Library, and that's our next topic on our agenda is to talk about our partnership with the library. Last time we our first step in kind of getting a speaker series idea going was to see about partnering with the library. Thankfully, they were very receptive to that idea when I met with them. And we also talked a little bit about some overlapping programs with their Fix It Clinic and Library of Things. So, Sean, I had opened some tabs on my computer. If you want me to share any screens of any of those two programs, let me know. But otherwise, I'll let you share with us about the Fix It Clinic. We'll start with that, the Fix It Clinic and the Library of Things, and then we can talk about the speaker series.
Absolutely. So, so I have recently become the assistant director, and we have a new person who's unable to join us right now, Jess, who has taken my position,
Mhm.
my former position as head of adult services at the library, and we wanted to discuss kind of just a couple initiatives that we have worked on, we're currently working on. One's the idea of a fix-it clinic, which Jess spearheaded in her previous role as assistant director at the Chelmsford Library, Chelmsford Public Library. And the idea of a fix-it clinic is supposed to be like we have a set time where folks can come visit um, a venue or whatever.
Mhm.
And people with we sort of aggregate people that have a whole bunch of certain skills in repair, from anything from tech to um, fixing watch batteries to really anything. And It's a chance where folks can share their skills and knowledge um, in helping people to fix their materials instead of just buying something new. So these clinics in Chelmsford were previously like co-hosted by the equivalent of the sustainability committee in Chelmsford, as well as the DPW in Chelmsford, and they were extremely successful there. So Jess was very passionate about bringing that to our role here at the Topsfield Library, and we've been supportive in any way possible for that. And so that's one one second, please. Um, I'm on paternity leave right now. Sorry. But So we have started by sort of trying to get the word out there, to try to get people that might be interested in volunteers. Zilly, you've already pulled up the form that's on our website, topsfieldlibrary.org,
Mhm.
where we're so anyone that has any leads, any suggestions, and also any sort of help in terms of building this into something where we can really make a difference would be great. And it's something that we do believe is sort of overlapping in terms of values, and that type of thing as well. The other thing that came up in our conversation that we wanted to highlight, as well as our library things collection, one of the things that was mentioned is the possibility of this collection being able to help Topsfield get points also
Mm.
uh, for oh God, I'm blinking.
RDP points,
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
Return
there we
Dividends Program.
go. But this is also supposed to be an example of something where um, we like the focus of this collection when we bought it was sort of to buy stuff that people might use once and not use again. And so we're sort of like collecting it so it can be like shared through the community. One example I think the perfect example of this idea is we have like a photo scanner where you can run your home photos, your physical photos through it, and it scans extremely fast, like less than a second per photo, and it feeds through the machine, click, 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 click.
Mhm.
So you could digitize hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of your personal photos. This is an example of an expensive piece of technology that most likely would be bought and used once or twice and then kind of just sit on a shelf forever, where instead we've already had 50, 60 different people check out and
Wow,
use
cool.
and digitize
Yeah.
their photos. And that's just one of the examples of sort of what we think is like we could build on in terms of it as an idea. And so I wanted to use this opportunity to make sure that you all know that we are open to ideas, we're open to suggestions. We have worked with the rec department previously to buy pickleball equipment. And we will always be willing to work as a partner with the town and all the committees in the town to make sure that we get stuff on the shelf that's in demand and will be helpful for everybody. Um, so you're kind of looking through our list right now of stuff that's available. It can be checked out. It's absolutely free. All you need is a Topsfield library card. And everything from instruments, if you want to try out instruments, to like esoteric instruments like the dulcimer to guitar, electric guitar, that type of thing. So,
Impressive.
long story short, we are willing to, if you have ideas on stuff that you think would be useful to add to that collection, we are always willing to listen. One thing I wanted to highlight while I'm here today also is the fact that in our strategic plan and in our mission statement, we're like, our goal is to serve as a partner in town in any way possible. That's why I was really excited when Zilly approached us to be able to kind of co-host a speaker series, because that's what we should be doing. That's something that we're excited to do. And we'll obviously talk a little bit more about that when we get to that point in the agenda.
Mhm.
But anything else sort of where it's just like I want there to be sort of an open door, or the like the feeling on your end, if there's something that you have a big idea or small idea, whatever that we can do to further your goals,
Mhm.
we are game to help out. And you can approach me directly at all times. My email address is smith@topsfieldlibrary.org. You can find that on the website as well. But we're really excited to partner in any way possible. I see Zilly did also bring up one other thing that we have, which is our seed library as well. So we'll be entering our third year of our seed library collection starting in 2026. We've had a lot of success, in particular with native plants, giving away seeds for native plants. That's sort of been the bread and butter, for the most part. But we've also given away vegetables, seeds, fruit seeds, that type of thing. There's also like the idea that people can save their seeds and bring them in. So it's sort of like a checkout thing. It's not something that we
Mhm.
require, but this is also another example of something that's absolutely free to Topsfield residents that we fund through our budget. And oh, I see that Jess popped in. Hi, Jess. But this is something that I do want to highlight. As something else that we've worked on, that we think kind of drives with the goals of your committee as well. Jess, who is here, if you have further questions about the Fix It Clinic, she's going to be the person to ask.
Mhm.
But before we get to the speaker series stuff, if anyone has any questions, I just kind of want to open the floor to that.
Thank you
And
so much.
I have a
Awesome.
comment on that library of things. We've used it a couple times. I
Mm.
know we've used the telescope, and I think we did a yard game or something like that. But I think that's a fantastic resource. So
For
people don't
sure.
go out and have to buy something when they're might only use it once or twice a year. I mean,
Mhm.
Yeah, we've used it also and really appreciated it. We used the power washer to clean our house,
that's right.
which
Oh, I
was
love
great.
that.
And when we lost internet service, the mobile hotspot really saved us. So that was
Oh,
super
cool.
helpful too. Yeah. I was wondering, looking at the Fix It Clinic and seeing that technology was a thing on there, if you've specifically partnered with the COA, because I feel like that
Mhm.
could be tremendously helpful for older people who just need a little pointing in the right direction.
So, just so you know, sort of what we have coming down the pike with that. One of my first things when I became assistant director was to reach out to the COA. Um, the idea right now is starting in the beginning of next year, we're going to be hosting sort of workshops with the COA, where we'll be kind of heading out there to be able to teach, for example, highlighting our ebooks and e-resources, how to use them, and other things as well. They have tech people that come in already to kind of give advice and stuff. That's something that we will always have open. We have open appointments for in our library. But one of my goals is to be able to take that out on the road a little bit as well. So that wasn't something that exactly it seemed like the COA was looking for, although we're
Mhm.
looking to it in the future. But one of my goals is also to reach out to the folks, for example, at Littlebrook in Washington Village,
Mhm.
for dropping tech appointment support there as well.
Mhm.
That's something when I'm back more full time, um, and that's going to be starting January 5th. I'm going to start working on that to set up a schedule to be able um, to bring the library out to folks more in those areas as well. That's something that's a big point of emphasis for the team that we have at the library right now.
That's awesome to hear. Thanks.
Really love it. Any other questions for Sean? And Stephanie, feel free to participate as a.
I just have a comment for like Sharice. I think this is a good opportunity for social posts. Don't buy more, just fix things you have or borrow things. I think people need consistent reminders for that. So
Yeah.
if Sean's open to kind of some cross promotional stuff there,
So we're absolutely open to that. And you just kind of let me know what you have in mind. Just drop me a line at any point. We're going to be more than willing to be able to work with you on that. I do want to highlight as well with these increase in partnerships as well. We can also leverage our newsletter that goes out to over 2,000 people each week, where we can um, highlight things as well. And that's sort of like one of the benefits that I guess we have to offer in terms of a partnership as
Mhm.
well, as we have that weekly newsletter that goes out to so many people. And we're willing to, any way as possible, to kind of build those bridges with you guys.
Thank you so much for that. Were you about to say something? Sure.
Well,
Um,
sorry. Yeah, I was just going to say that's really awesome because social media is new for our committee. But the one piece that's missing is the email newsletter. And that's something that we hope to build in the future. So
mhm.
that connection could be really helpful.
Yeah, that's my big thank you for that. And instead of remembering to bring it up later, that is what I asked Raphael specifically for his homework to be to find out what the status with the town's ability to do e-news because they're still trying to figure that out. So, and he did not have an update and he was going to see what he could find out. So if I get any messages during the meeting, I'll tell you later. But it's nice to have the partnership with the library and your newsletter is awesome. It's always packed, jam-packed with good stuff. So is your social media. I had a question just about participation so far. Like, how's it gone with both really? But yeah.
I don't want to step on Jess's toes with this at all. So if Jess wants to chime in at any point, feel free. We've gotten you're not Jess. We've had two people so far that have filled out forms. We obviously
For the fix it. This is for the
part
fix
of
it.
it's my fault because I'm at home with
Oh,
these three little ones, but where like we haven't really had the time to be able to kind of like pound the pavement a little bit, which is sort of what we would do to be able to yeah, to be able to do that. But that's sort of the goal once I return. Um, Jess just texted me also that she also, in terms of recruiting, took it to Ace Hardware in the local bike shop as
oh,
well.
cool.
So that's where we're going so far. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot more. Jess, I cannot say enough good things about in terms of fitting in. Fitting in as and being passionate as everyone else is to take the library outside of its walls into the
Mm,
so that's something that we're really excited about. Yeah.
love it so much. Later in our agenda, we do have the topic of our coaching program. Um, I might actually take that out of turn, if that's okay with you guys, for here, for at least part of it while Sean and Jess are here. Because we're trying, one of our initiatives that we'd like to implement is a coaching, like a peer-to-peer coaching program. They have something like that in Beverly. Green Beverly has, I thought I had it open and I don't. I was going to share it. Where basically it's like peer to peer, neighbor to neighbor coaching on different sustainability related topics. So, like an example might be around heating and cooling solutions, or now I'm blanking on examples, but there's lots of examples. I did start a Google form. Potentially, what we talked about was maybe just starting by putting it out there and seeing what kind of, because it's like I like how your Fix It clinic has sort of both, because it's the catch cat and mouse of like, what are the needs and who are the experts? Do we have to line up all the experts before we can find out what people are seeking, or can we just let people make requests and then see if we can help fulfill them? So that might be something that, just looking at how you guys have your Fix It clinic set up on your website, is very similar to, just better formatted to my Google form.
I mean,
Actually,
and it's something that I don't want to speak out of turn with Jess, but it's something that we could like also work together for if they're overlapping enough.
mm-hmm.
Where yeah, Jess just texted I'm in. um, so that's something that we're also would be hypothetically like open to as well. That's not something that I don't want to put pressure on you all.
Mm-hmm.
But just another option, potential option.
I think one of the things that we tried to do at the last library I worked at is we tried to do them pretty regularly, like every other month or so.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a core group of about 6 to 8 I was calling them fixers until someone told me not to do that. Um, but coaches who were kind of regular and we're following up with different fixes over the course of different times. So there was a stereo system, for instance, that was fixed over the course of 3 clinics because they had to go away for parts. And one of the nice things about being at Topsfield is you have this really awesome independent hardware company, right? Hardware store, like right across the street. We
Yeah.
didn't have that in Chelmsford. So it was hard to kind of get people to orient themselves. But because we now sort of has started the partnership with them, it's nice because we can refer them over there to get parts and come back for the next one.
Mm-hmm.
So I I'm sure if we asked the people who sign up for this one if they would be interested in sort of continuing that relationship, and we could share those names with you so
Mm-hmm.
that we can identify those people in the community that
Mm-hmm.
are really good at this kind of thing. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I would I don't see any reason why we wouldn't want to do that. Um, as long as it's not during the hours where they're at the Fix It clinic.
Right.
Um, but yeah, I don't see any reason why we wouldn't want to do that if as long as they're open to it, you know.
Yeah.
Um, and let's see. What was the other part of the question? I'm sorry.
I'm not
Was
sure
there
if there
another
was
question?
another part,
Okay, okay.
but do the two of you have like 5 to 10 more minutes, or do you have to?
Yeah,
So in that case, again, like going out of sequence, I didn't want to, because I had you on the agenda for the purpose of the
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm
no, no,
sorry.
for the other for the speaker series, but this is later in our agenda. I'm just sharing my screen of like what I kind of just started putting together. Like it's very high level to even see if this is a model. And this is where you can see like your form is here. You have this
Yeah.
great description. You're clear that this is not a free repair service, that these are just volunteers.
And that it's
Um,
collaborative is very important as well. It's not
okay.
like the person drops their stuff off and walks away. It's
Yeah.
supposed to be a sustainable repair
They learn the
clinic.
tool, they learn the
So
skill.
they learn how to fix their own stuff,
That's
basically.
amazing.
Um,
Yeah.
so yeah.
So it's different enough, but you can see the overlap. So here we just kind of talked about having volunteer experts fill out this form. We'll get back to you. So it's very like me just kind of playing around. This is very editable. Also, by the way, anytime I ever create anything, I take nothing personally. If someone suggests like delete the whole thing and start over or edits or whatever, feel free. I will not have hurt feelings. And then I say, please note, while coaches can provide knowledge, they are not official advisors of the town or any entity. Consider this a neighbor to neighbor support network and not a professional program. And I'm assuming the email will be like the Topsfield Sustainability Gmail account. But I'm just thinking now, like to kind of compare, we have like, do you want to? It's a little different on this part because we would then be reaching out individually. But in some cases, the individual reach out might be to say, like here, theme for your consultation, I should add like repair something, or find a reuse or repurposing of something, because we could send them to the Fix It clinic. And
That would
then
be
you might,
amazing. Hmm.
yeah, and then you might be getting people like we have bicycling here, like you might be getting experts over there that could help us. I know that like the heat pumps piece, Jackie has been doing some research to see if we can even use like regional experts for that.
Hmm.
Still a work in progress.
We had we at Chelmsford we did I worked with the environmental and sustainability committee to put together a series of programs during, I think it was like way back in 2020. But we did them mostly over Zoom. So I do have some contacts there if you're looking for things like heat pumps, electric
Yeah,
vehicles,
that's right.
and
You
things
did.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Hmm.
And I feel like, Jen, I think I was supposed to like collaborate with you on that between meetings, but I literally put it together last night. So sorry about that. Um, so I guess, does anyone have any specific thoughts around how to structure a collaboration around the coaching and the Fix It clinics?
I feel like it's a good pool. Like there might not be like it's kind of a Venn diagram. It's not like an exact overlap, but it's like a
Yeah.
good like resource if you're open to collaboration in that way, where you might find a potential like fix it participant that would also be a good coach. Just trying to think of like I don't know exactly where that overlap is, but like if we could just kind of have that in the back of our head as you come up with you know, I keep trying not to call them fixers now, like fix it coaches
Yeah.
and like just kind of have a list and like notated with like how they might overlap on the other side. The bicycle one, I guess, is a good example. Um, I think that would be really helpful, but
Hmm.
yeah, I think we're gonna have to continue to think outside of that for coaches.
Yeah.
I feel like there is a lot of overlap actually, but it seems like the way we were thinking about it is different than the way the library is thinking about it, because am I understanding correctly that it would be set times where your coaches would be available and then people would just come in during those times?
Exactly. It's kind of like a drop-in. Um,
Got it.
I've tried in the past to schedule people for like within the 2 hours, but it hasn't really worked very well. So it's really just like come with your stuff and maybe 15 minutes before we end, we're done. But yeah, so it's like specific times, probably I'm looking at 11 to 2 on Saturdays.
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah, that makes sense. But and Zilly, I don't know if I was misunderstanding our version of the coaching program, but I thought it was going to be more like, oh, so and so is an expert on getting your bike fixed, and so needs help. Let's connect them, and they can
Yeah.
either get together via phone or Zoom, and it's not set hours.
Yeah.
So it seems like ours may be a little bit more flexible with timing, and yours may be more set timing. Which I actually think works really well to kind of co-promote so
Mm-hmm.
people can do what's easier for them. And
Mm-hmm.
also, like, if one of our things is, someone wants to learn how to start a garden, then we would obviously send them over to your seed bank because that makes so much sense. And I feel like as we look at the library of things more, there may be other things where it's a natural extension of what, our coaches would offer. So, yeah, I really like the idea of these two programs working together. And like Jen said, it is kind of like a Venn diagram, but there's so much overlap that I think it could be great.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry,
absolutely.
someone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we have a gardening series coming up as well, over the course of next year, that will start in March and then go through the summer to there's 3 programs in total, and it's how to start your garden, what to do with it now, and then how to save your seeds, so that they can come to the seed library. So yeah, the cross promotion would be amazing. Absolutely.
Okay, great.
I'm putting gardening right into our thing right now. All right, so that's, I feel like a good start for that. So if there's nothing else on that for the moment, we can jump
Well,
into the speaker series.
the
Yeah.
gardening thing, yeah, so that goes with the speaker series.
Yeah.
Like one of the examples we had for a speaker series was around gardening. So it's good to hear that you've already got something set up. And I think we could even extend that because one of the ideas that we had around gardening was like native planting. And since the seed library has so many native seeds, I think that's great. And another one was how to like prepare your garden for winter, or like basically like encouraging people not to be cleaning up all your leaves, using them for mulching and garden beds. And that sort of thing is actually more sustainable, and so education around that.
Hmm.
So I'm anyway, that would be more like in the fall, but I'm wondering if maybe we could kind of like partner on that topic in particular.
Do you guys have those dates yet for your gardening series?
We do. Um, my computer just shut off, so I don't have my
Ugh,
calendar in front of me. One of them's going to be in March, one of them's going to be in June, and one of them's going to be in, I want to say September. So they're
okay.
separated out by like 2 months each. And they're somewhere around the middle on Thursday evenings. And the person that I got, her, she has a bunch of different topics. Sort of picked these up as a starter. But her website is seed, SEED, the number 2, and then plate.com. And her name is Judith Taylor, and she has a whole catalog of different topics. She's very avid. She manages the seed library over at Littleton Library. And she's wonderful. She's a little pricey, and we can probably get something from, in the meantime, in between, from Mass Master Gardeners. Also has a bunch of different topics that they could present. Um, so I mean, there's all kinds of different options, but she definitely has like putting your garden to bed, um, um, gardening for greens,
Mhm.
um, and all kinds of different things. So, but I think that Sean
Impressive.
had already lined up. He was already talking with someone about the pollinator garden topics, so
Yeah.
that should be really exciting for the first one.
Yeah. And like Sean, before you, I'll just let them know. We met last week or the week before, whenever that was.
Mhm.
And yeah, started to decide original thought of like, oh, we'll have like 2026 calendar. And then our committee kind of said, well, maybe we start with a few months at a time. And then maybe with Sean and Jess, it was like maybe January is a little too ambitious, especially getting people out of the house if it's in person with the weather. So we ended up looking to early March as our like start time. And so yeah, Sean, you want to talk about the March speaker that
Yeah. So we reached out to Katie Biggs Hone, the Monarch Gardener, and she is seems like we're all kind of locked in for a presentation on March 26th
okay,
at 6 p.m. At the library.
what date?
And it's funny because we had Katie March 26th last year or this
No
year
way.
as well. Um, and she gave one of the more popular in-person events we had in the past year. Um,
Hmm.
and we just to kind of give a background, we sort of had like a little native plant series. And we had Katie in March and Cheryl Rafuse, um, who is from Plant Magic Gardens, company out of Beverly,
Hmm.
um, and specializes in native plants as well. And she has a podcast as well. And we had her in probably May.
Okay.
If I don't remember the exact date. Um, last year. Katie's presentation was one of the more popular presentations that we had, so we're glad to have her back. She seems excited to have us back. She's been an enthusiastic supporter of our seed library as well, a local business owner, um, overall just kind of good person. So that's something that we after we met, we got lined up with pretty minimal, pretty minimal drama and all that stuff. And we Jess has a Rolodex of other names that we can go through as well. We've used if you guys are interested um, in gardening things. First of all, it tends to go really anything gardening related, programming wise. Our data and statistics shows very popular in Topsfield.
Hmm.
Sort of have the ability to reach out to like we have the infrastructure in place to reach out to local gardening clubs to raise the profile of those types of events as well, to kind of get eyeballs in on the events. Um, and we have had Matt the Jess mentioned the Massachusetts Master Gardeners, and we had them in for a Zoom presentation a couple years ago as well. Professional, easy to work with, and
Hmm.
they do in person or virtual as well,
Hmm.
depending on what folks prefer. So we're willing to continue working with you all for that types of programming. We're obviously willing anything like if we wanted to have a composting like workshop, lecture, that type of thing, more than willing to
Yeah.
host it, more than willing to do work on that as well. More or
Hmm.
less, you keep us in the loop, and we're kind of glad to extend out any sort of partnership.
I love it. Thank you. So yeah, so I think we're off to a great start with this partnership. So grateful for you both and for your whole staff and your space and beyond your walls. Um, Thank you for using the term Rolodex and not making us feel old by knowing what that even is, Sean. Um, Love it. And yeah, I think for now, like having Katie on the books is solid, good start. And then I think as we go through the rest of our agenda as a committee, we might be able to figure out what to prioritize topic wise for other months around that. And I think the feedback of like not doing too much in the heart of winter was helpful for me to hear. Probably similar for middle of summer. So maybe for our committee, we kind of think about like sustainability speaker series that run topics that run in spring and fall. So yeah, so you're welcome to stay on if you'd like. Um, but we're going to keep going with our agenda and feel free to chime in. And if you have things to do, you can feel free to hop off too.
Pleasure.
I'm gonna hop off because,
Yeah.
yep.
Yep.
Sorry, you
Thank
first,
you.
Jess. You talk
No,
first.
I was just I'm gonna hop off because I'm gonna just help out with the deliveries at the front desk, the other part of my job. But it was a pleasure to meet you all. Thank you so much for your time today, and we're really excited. Like Sean said, we're really excited to collaborate with you on this. It's something that's very important to me. Something I worked hard at the last library
Mhm.
I was at, and so thank you very much.
Love it.
And
Thanks, Jess.
Thank you.
I have a peanut butter and fluff sandwich to make for a 3-year-old and
Mhm.
bottles to give to a 6-month-old. So,
We get it. We get it.
bye, guys.
Thanks so
Thank
much for your
you.
time,
Thank you.
both of you.
Bye.
Bye. So it's pretty cool, right? Um,
Yeah.
so if we stay on the topic of the speaker series, I just want to say I also thought about doing like early low-hanging fruit for us would be to do something about our tour of the recycling facility, which we could put on. And that one what are your thoughts about trying to do something like that in late February, knowing that we don't have to pay anyone, we can do it again in the future, like if it doesn't have a huge turnout?
I think late February is a little bit tough, but
Yeah.
it does sound like the low hanging fruit, easy thing to try.
Think about it. Any other thoughts, Phil or Jen or Stephanie?
Well,
My,
I wouldn't mind hearing more about it. So
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I think it would be interesting, like the topic of like what happens to my recycling, as long as you all feel comfortable answering the questions. Like, I don't know. I feel like we at events get a lot of things like, well, I don't recycle because they don't actually do anything with my recycling anyway. They just throw it out or they,
Hmm.
like, so being able to answer that and like the like offshoring questions and
Yeah,
answers.
which we did get answers to.
So
Yeah.
I didn't attend because of work conflicts, but as long as those who did feel comfortable in being able to field those questions so it doesn't turn
Yeah.
into like a spirited debate, I
Yeah.
think that would be really helpful to dispel some myths and educate people about recycling.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think
I
we got a lot
mean,
I think we got a lot of information. I'm not sure if I've got all that data though that they, riddled off the
mhm.
top of their heads about how much goes to different places and everything. I mean, I don't know about the specifics, but we certainly know the concept.
Yeah, and I'm sure they could, like, we could anticipate some of that and request some canned responses or some
Mhm.
data points to include in the presentation.
We could
I
also
also
see
would
if
want to
any of them
see
would
it.
come
Yeah, oh yeah, that too.
because you did it great, Jen, when you had Caitlin from
Yeah.
Republic/JRM, whatever it was at that time.
Yeah.
you know, it was nice because she's first person. For us, it's nice because we saw it first hand, but we don't necessarily have all those answers ready. So I can even see if they do that. I don't think we ever asked them. I think we only asked for the tour, but if anyone from Casella would be willing to come. And for me, I also was thinking like the exercise of creating the presentation for something like late February, knowing that it might not have huge attendance, would would be like a practice. Like I feel like this is something we could repeat every year, if not a couple times a year, until people really get it. So
Yeah.
if people aren't against the idea, I might just set it as like a tentative target and we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
Okay, and then March 26th would be Katie Banks Hone with the Monarch Gardener, who's amazing. If anyone, her work is really special. If anyone hasn't seen her, that'll be good. Um, and then we have quite a list, but if we have to pick and choose, um, I think maybe having Black Earth come in April and do a hands-on right in front of us presentation might be wise. It's been, we haven't done that yet. Like we just talk about them all the time, but we haven't done it.
Yeah. I wonder
All
if
right.
the recycling place has a presentation already.
There is a video. Oh, I don't have that one. They said that they have like a video tour. It wasn't really, I didn't look through, didn't watch the whole thing because we had just been on the tour. But you're right. They might have something that we can use. Okay. So we're getting, I just want to prioritize our topics. So back on the agenda, we have the coaching program intake form. I shared my screen about that. Do you guys, I want to hear if you guys think that's something we should prioritize trying to make go live with sooner than later, or sorry, I'm trying to share it again. Or I can
I don't
share.
think there's any
Yeah, go ahead.
creating a like a coaching, like you don't have to. This could be kind of like a soft launch, like just figuring out like what resources are available in the community and who has the time. Like just getting an idea of like where those areas of expertise are. I think
Mm.
there's no like harm in getting that out there.
So
I don't know what it says at the very beginning, but even if it says that we are considering
Yeah.
doing a coaching program or something like that,
okay.
so that it's more in the investigation stage.
I don't know if I'm not fully taking in the form,
Yeah.
but in your mind, this is to bring in coaches or bring in people who need a coach? Which one?
I did it for people who need a coach. So I'm just making that note here.
Because I kind of wonder if it could be both. Like,
Yeah.
would you like to be a coach? Do you have some expertise in this area, or would you like us to connect you with a coach?
Okay. Okay. Okay.
I feel like it would be awesome if the library would, just on that same Fix It Clinic page of their website, have a link to this form
Yeah.
as well.
So
Go a long way.
I don't want to try to wordsmith in real time when there's 9 minutes left to our meeting. So I'm sorry but I think it was valuable time that we spent with the library folks. So, and we're not really supposed to work offline on things, but this wasn't you, Jen, that I was supposed to work with this on between meetings.
I think
remembering
you and
that.
I had talked about
Is it something else?
the speaker series, and then
Oh,
I
I
had it
dropped
on
it.
my calendar to meet
Maybe
with
this
Sean,
was
and then
Charisse.
I had a
Yeah.
client meeting come up.
I think we left off like if you needed someone
Yes.
to bounce
It
things
was
off
you.
of. that I would do
I
that.
think it was
Okay.
Sharice, Jackie, and Zilly, according to the meeting
It's
minutes.
probably in the minutes, and I just, yes. So that was me kind of leaving it too late. So, since we had previous permission from the committee to work between meetings, I can share this with you, Charisse,
Sure.
and we can kind of come back with something that's more ready to post at our next meeting. And the feedback from today, I think, will help us get it like so it's ready. All right, so we got to start on that. There was no, Jackie had on the agenda is letter to the state. I'm going to share screen because just in case you guys don't have it in front of you. Letter to the state legislature. She didn't have any update on what's happening with that bill, so we're not going to continue talking about that for now. Social media, just we still need to keep, I've also need to keep up with reposting and just trying to help Sharice, the post that you're doing on our Instagram and our Facebook, to get more eyes on it, start just building followers. Is there anything else for that that's needed at this moment?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. Okay. And we're waiting on the update on the town website, email listserv option. Okay, there is. Oh, I wanted to share that I went to a Mass DEP grant. So we received, forgive me, I don't remember if I shared it last time, but we received a grant for curbside compost bins specifically. So it's different from the RDP, the Recycling Dividends Program that we get every year that we've been using to pay for bins for residents. So I went to a meeting for the recipients of that grant. So, and Jackie, well, there were two meetings. I think Jackie was at one of them. And basically, there's a few rules around it, which is that it has to have a Mass DEP stamp on it, and it's the bins are now that you use this grant for are owned by the town versus what we're doing now, which is the town is buying them for the resident when they subscribe to Black Earth. So I've started some conversations. This is more just an update at this phase with Black Earth as well about the process for that. And basically, like we have the option of either printing stickers that have Mass DEP on them, and just the town would then buy a few bins at a time from Black Earth, find a place to store them. But if there's not too many, hopefully we could do that. And whenever someone subscribes to Black Earth, we get notified, we slap the sticker on, resident collects it with some kind of disclosure that they understand this, the cart itself technically belongs to the town. But as long as they're using the service, it's for them to use. Or we can do a pallet worth, which is 84 bins with the Mass DEP hot stamped onto the carts. So that's all stuff that I'm going to still do a little bit more homework with the town manager, town procurement officer, and Black Earth to sort of, and Jackie to figure out what makes sense. At the same time, we talked last time about like coinciding, starting this grant with like another push to get subscribers. I could not negotiate a lower price point sooner with Black Earth. They were basically like, you guys, what you could do is make a bigger noise about the fact that Topsfield already has a significant discount compared to other new subscribers. And they had I'll share my screen for that. They sent me a list. I think it's over here of like things that we can do. So these are things that I would really like to, especially the mailer and just like another big push for this spring. Now that we have more mediums to get words out. If we can just get us to a 300 person threshold, that would be dreamy. It was mostly just an update. But I will be needing people, or not I will, we will be needing like Friends of Sustainability to probably help us get some excitement, maybe students. So Charisse, if there's connection we can make with the schools, any student leader clubs. Um, that's another great, like the school newsletter, is another great way to kind of thoughts.
Yeah, I was just thinking that I need to try to get like a formal school referral program thing into the principal email newsletters
Yep.
and see if that's just something that could be in there on a
Yep.
regular basis. So I will look into that. I actually, in an hour, have my Zoom with all of those people, so I can
Okay.
look into it.
And they should be getting, like, if they do the school referral, what you're talking about, like the school should be getting a little discount back whenever
Yeah,
someone says that they're they were referred by the school.
right.
Zoe,
Okay.
that
Yes.
grant that you were talking about, was that for the bins themselves?
Yes.
And how much are the bins now? I don't even remember.
It's, well, we do the starter kit, which is almost $40. It's less, but like 39 something.
Get the
I
bin and
think
some
you can,
bags. Right.
yeah, so it's the bin and some bags. So I think it might be a little bit less, like 32 to 35, something like that. So the grant, thankfully the woman from Mass DEP, like the grant comes with this person who can like hold our hand and walk us through
Right.
any details of execution. But I think we're still like a couple months away from really pivoting from what we do now to this new program. It's great because if we use that grant to buy the actual bins, we have more RDP money to use for anything else we want to do. All right. And then Black Earth. Oh, kind of a big deal, but we're not going to get into the details of it today. There is a new policy that is now required. So we have the Mass DEP recycling dividends program has this, it's called retrack, that you like submit your town activities through to show what we're already doing to divert and reduce waste, and you earn points. So they're changing one of the criteria requires that we have an environmentally preferred product list. I think that's what it stands for, EPP policy. So Debbie Morong said she's working on a draft based on the template from the state. I asked if she could come today. She was not available. So I'm probably going to put that on our agenda for January and see if I can get her to schedule herself to be available before, because I would really like our committee to have a voice in providing advice on that. And it will need to be voted through. So I don't, I would also like our committee to make sure it gets on I think it has to go to town meeting because it's a policy. I might be wrong about that. But if it does, I just don't want to drop the ball on the timeline for that. So that's where I'm kind of sticking my nose in, our committee's nose in a little bit. Like Debbie could just do it with the select board. Maybe that's all we need to do. But if there's anything that could potentially get overlooked because it's not, like, we can watch and make sure it's happening in the way that is most helpful for our mission. So I just wanted to introduce that to you guys for today since Debbie's not here, but we'll go over it in January. And that's actually kind of about it for today. I do have any other updates. Do you guys have anyone else have any updates to share?
Did you get any feedback on how the bulk collection
Oh,
went?
there was, I think for the most part, probably fine, except for a number of people put out appliances,
Oh,
and apparently Mello didn't pick them up because even though they had registered and paid,
yeah.
they are under the white goods category.
Hmm.
And so there were less than 10, I think maybe there were 8 residents that were very upset about this and calling town hall. So they're working on it. I just saw Sam this morning and she said that Kevin's just going to tell Jason Mello to just come get it. Like, figure it out because we got to. So that's a note for the future as
Right.
far as how it's publicized. All right. Last chance for any other member updates. I hope everybody's going to have a great holiday season. I don't think we meet again till, January, right?
Thank you too.
January 13th. Thank
Yeah.
you. Have a
Thank you
happy
so much.
holiday, everyone.
Yeah, thanks you guys.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Oh, and I'm adjourning us. Seeing no objection, officially adjourned at 1:02.